Good morning, class 12th. This is your subject business studies, chapter number 9, financial management, lecture number 4. Hello, students. In this lecture, we will study about importance of financial planning. Financial planning is very important in business. You know, financial planning means planning related to finance. Isn't it so? So first see to ensure availability of adequate funds at right time. They are saying financial planning help us to ensure that we have adequate funds, we have proper funds at the right time. Whenever we needed that fund, we should avail that. Fine. Second one is to see that the firm does not raise funds unnecessarily. Whenever the fund required by the firm, it should be available with the firm. Isn't it so? So, if the firm or company want to prepare for future, it should not raise funds unnecessarily. Means whenever they need the fund, they should raise there at that time only. Fine. So financial planning is very helpful in duplication of efforts and reduce waste as well, because it helps the company to prepare for the future. Fine. So it tries to forecast what may happen in future under different business situations. So if it will raise funds unnecessarily, definitely in future there will be unavailability of funds that the firm cannot resist. Fine, beta. Third one is it provide policies and procedure for sound administration of finance function. It provide us policies and procedures to do the work, to do or to manage the finance in the business, so that the sound administration of the finance can go on. Smooth administration of the finance can go on. फाइन बेटा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो ये एडिक्वेट फंड्स अवेलेबल कराती है जब भी फर्म को जरूरत होती है. सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट फर्म एक्स्ट्रा फंड अननेसेसरीली रेज नहीं करती. जब भी फर्म को रिक्वायरमेंट होती है तभी रेज करती है, अगर फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग ठीक से की हुई है तो. थर्ड वन इज इट प्रोवाइड पॉलिसी एंड प्रोसीजर. ये पॉलिसीज और प्रोसीजर्स बताती है किसके लिए, ताकि हमारी बिजनेस का फाइनेंस फंक्शन जो है वो ठीक से काम करता रहे, ठीक से चलता रहे. फाइन. फोर्थ वन इज इट रिजल्ट्स इन प्रिपरेशन ऑफ प्लान फॉर फ्यूचर. Financial planning tries to forecast what may happen in future under different business situations. For example, we can say a growth of 20% in sale is predicted. However, it may happen that the growth rate eventually turns out to be 10 to 30%. So, the amount of expenses and revenues will be different in these three situations. So, by preparing a blueprint of these three situations, the management can decide what must be done in each of these situations. Fine. So, preparation of plans for future can be easily done under financial planning, so that new projects can be undertaken smoothly. Fine. Fifth one is it attempts to achieve a balance between inflow and outflow of funds. Definitely, it prepare the balance between inflow and outflow of funds, so that the firm can easily prepare for the future Fine. So adequate liquidity is ensured throughout the year because we need fund throughout the year for so many purposes. Isn't it so? So we have to achieve a balance between inflow and outflow of funds. Fine, beta? Sixth one is it serves as the basis of financial control. The financial management attempts to ensure utilization of funds. Beta, remember this point? Utilization of funds in tune with the financial plans. They are saying we can easily utilize the funds by coordinating different functional areas of the business. For example, sales and production function by providing clear policy and procedures. Fine. So financial planning help us to prepare for the future. It helps us to avoid business shocks and surprises. Financial planning also help us in coordinating different areas of the business. Fine. And it helps in reducing wastages, duplication of efforts and gaps in planning. So financial planning tries to link the present with the future, so that it provide a link between investment and financing decision as a continuous basis. Fine. So to do financial planning is very much necessary, and we can say vital part of the management, vital task of the management to coordinate with all the activities whatever are going on in the business. Fine, beta? Now, process of financial planning. What is included in the process of financial planning? Number one, preparation of sales forecast. They are saying preparation of sales forecast means it is begin with the preparation of sales forecast. Suppose a company is making financial plan for the next 5 years. It will start an estimate of sales which are likely to happen in the next 5 years. They are saying if we set up the company, सपोज हमने एक कंपनी सेट की और उन्होंने नेक्स्ट 5 इयर्स में जो भी हमारी सेल है उसका एक डेटा बनाया है, तो हमारी सेल्स फोरकास्ट में हेल्प करता है, कौन हेल्प करता है? फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग। बिकॉज हम सेल कितनी करेंगे? जितना हम प्रोडक्शन करेंगे। हम प्रोडक्शन कितना करेंगे बेटा? जितनी हमारी डिमांड होगी। लेकिन हमारी डिमांड कितनी होगी? जितना हमारे पास कैपिटल और वी कैन से मनी और फाइनेंस अवेलेबल होगा। हम प्रोडक्शन उसी के अकॉर्डिंग करेंगे ना। So financial planning help us in preparation of sales forecast. Fine. Second one is preparation of financial statements. You know, on the basis of sales forecast, we can easily prepare financial statements so that we should know the requirement of funds for investment in the fixed capital as well as in working capital. Isn't it so? So it also help in preparation of financial statement. Third one is estimation of expected profit. Beta, expected profit during the period are estimated so that the idea can be made of how much fund requirement can be met internally, or how much we how much requirement we have for external funds. So financial planning help us in estimation of expected profit to be turned in near future. Fine. Fourth one is estimation of sources of external funds. The sources from which external fund requirement can be met are identified. Because under financial planning, we can easily know about the internal and external funds. So we can easily know about the sources from which we can estimate the external funds that are required for the business. Fine. Next one is preparation of cash budget. Beta, we have to prepare cash budget so that we can incorporate the so many factors like expected profit, like external funds, internal funds, and preparation of financial statements, or we can say sale forecast, etc., etc. Fine. So financial planning is very helpful in business because it helps us to know that how much funds we have or how much funds we need from outside, so that we must get to know about the borrowings of the business. Fine. The estimation of the borrowings. Fine. and we must also know about the sales or profit of the business. Fine, beta. So our next topic is capital structure. Let's see. Capital structure refers to the combination of borrowed fund and owner's fund. Borrowed fund and owner's fund. Borrowed fund means debt and owner's fund means equity. So capital structure tell us the relation between debt and equity that a firm uses for financing its fund requirement. So borrowed fund comprises of loans, public deposit, debenture, etc. And owner's fund comprise of preference share capital, equity share capital, retained earning, etc. Fine. So basically we can say the financial leverage, it is based upon the proportion of financial leverage, and we can say capital structure is simply referred as the combination of debt and equity, as I told you, that a firm uses for financing its funds. So it is calculated as the ratio of debt and equity, or the proportion of debt in the total capital used by the firm. See beta, the proportion of debt in the total capital is called financial leverage. और financial leverage को compute कैसे करते हैं, वो होता है debt over equity, और we can say debt over debt plus equity. ये इसका formula है. It is also given in your book on page number 26. You have to read this topic thoroughly so that you must get to know about it. Fine. Now see, so many factors are there that affect the choice of capital structure. There are 14 important factors which affect the choice of capital structure. First one is cash flow position. See, while making a choice of the capital structure, the future cash flow position should be kept in mind, because debt capital should be used only if cash flow position is really good. अगर हमारी कैश फ्लो पोजीशन अच्छी है तो हम डेप्ट कैपिटल यूज करेंगे, और बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ कैश इज नीडेड इन ऑर्डर टू मेक पेमेंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट एंड रिफंड ऑफ कैपिटल. So they are saying size of projected cash flow must be considered before borrowing. Cash flow must not only cover fixed cash payment, but also there should be sufficient cash buffer also. So it must be kept in mind that a company has cash payment obligation for normal business operations, or for investment in fixed assets, or for meeting the debt service commitments, etc. So बेटा कैश फ्लो पोजीशन जो है कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर को बहुत ज्यादा अफेक्ट करती है. फाइन. सेकेंड वन इज इंटरेस्ट कवरेज रेशियो. बेटा इंटरेस्ट कवरेज रेशियो मीन्स ICR. ICR is equal to earning before interest and tax over interest. Its formula is this ICR. So they are saying with the help of this ratio, an effort is made to find out how many times the EBIT, earning before interest and tax, is available to the payment of interest. The capacity of the company to use debt capital will be in direct proportion to this ratio. ये रेशो जितना हाई होगा उतना ज्यादा कंपनी में रिस्क कम होगा. फाइन. Failing to meet its interest payment obligation. Understood? Next, see, is debt service coverage ratio. It is called DSCR. This ratio tells us about the cash payment to be made, like preference dividend, interest, and debt capital repayment, and the amount of cash available. Better ratio means the better capacity of the company for debt payment. So, more debt can be utilized in capital structure. They are saying debt service coverage ratio takes care of deficiencies referred to interest coverage ratio. So the cash profit is generated by the operation are compared with the total cash required for the service of debt and preference share capital. Fine beta. दे आर सेइंग डेब्ट सर्विस कवरेज रेशियो जितना ज्यादा होगा उतना ज्यादा फर्म जो है उसके पास कैश कमिटमेंट करने के लिए पैसा होगा. फाइन. तो ये कंपनी की पोटेंशियल इंक्रीज करती है किसके लिए, ताकि कंपनी जो है नियर फ्यूचर में अपने फाइनेंस को कोप अप कर सके. फाइन. नेक्स्ट वन इज रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट यू नो बाय इट्स नेम ROI. रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट रेशो जो है वो रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है वो कहता है कि जितना ज्यादा रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट हाई होगा कॉस्ट ऑफ डेब्ट से, इट कैन चूज टू ट्रेडिंग ऑन इक्विटी इन EPS, उतना ज्यादा कंपनी को जो है कंपनी वुड बी एबल टू यूज डेब्ट. Isn't it so? For example, see that a firm can use more debt to increase its EPS. In one case we can say. In second case, use of higher debt is reducing the EPS. You can simply learn by EPSC. See, रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट मीन्स जितना ज्यादा रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगा उतना ज्यादा कंपनी जो है अपनी यूटिलाइज कर सकती है एबिलिटी को मोर डेब्ट कैपिटल. Isn't it so? So return on investment means we have sufficient cash to invest in other companies. Fine. And we have enough return also for that. So return on investment is important determinant of company's ability to use trading on equity, or we can say capital structure. Fine. Next one is cost of debt. What do you mean by cost of debt? The capacity of a company to take debt depends upon cost of debt. If we want to borrow from outside, we have to know about this interest rate ना. अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट कम होगा तो हमें डेब्ट कैपिटल ज़्यादा यूज कर पाएंगे. अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट अगर हम किसी और कंपनी से उधार लेना चाहते हैं और अगर उनका इंटरेस्ट रेट कम होगा तो हम क्या है उधार ज़्यादा ले पाएंगे, लेकिन अगर क्योंकि हमें इंटरेस्ट पे करना है ना उसके लिए हुए अमाउंट पे, और अगर जो है उनका इंटरेस्ट रेट क्या होगा ज़्यादा है तो हम कम उधार लेंगे. तो कॉस्ट ऑफ डेब्ट भी इक्वली रोल प्ले करता है किसमें, आपके कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर में. नेक्स्ट वन इज टैक्स रेट. द रेट ऑफ टैक्स अफेक्ट कॉस्ट ऑफ डेब्ट. अगर टैक्स रेट हाई है तो हम उधार कम लेंगे, because the reason is deduction of interest on debt capital from the profit considering is as a part of expenses and a saving in tax. They are saying हमें इंटरेस्ट ऑन डेब्ट कैपिटल हम डिडक्ट करते हैं किसमें से, प्रॉफिट में से. तो ये भी हमारे एक तरह से एक्सपेंसेस है. तो टैक्स रेट जितना ज्यादा होगा हम उधार कम लेंगे, टैक्स रेट कम होगा हम उधार ज्यादा लेंगे. फाइन. तो ये चीज आपको ध्यान में रखनी है. यू हैव टू टेक इट इन योर माइंड. फाइन. नेक्स्ट वन इज कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी कैपिटल. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इट? Cost of equity capital means the expectation of equity shareholders from the company. इट इज ऑल्सो अफेक्टेड बाय यूज ऑफ डेप्ट कैपिटल ना. अगर डेप्ट कैपिटल ज्यादा यूटिलाइज हो रही है तो इट विल इंक्रीज द कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी कैपिटल. अगर हम उधार ज्यादा ले रहे हैं तो वो इक्विटी कैपिटल की कॉस्ट भी बढ़ाएगी ना. The simple reason for this is that greater use of debt capital increase the risk of shareholder. जितना ज्यादा हमने उधार लिया हुआ है शेयर होल्डर्स का जो रिस्क है वो उतना ही ज्यादा बढ़ता जाएगा. लेकिन अगर हमने उधार नहीं लिया, हम अपने प्रॉफिट में से ही शेयर होल्डर्स को पोर्शन दे रहे हैं, ठीक है, एक पोर्शन दे रहे हैं, तो इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स का रिस्क जो है वो कम होगा. अंडरस्टूड कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी कैपिटल. Next one, see flotation cost. Flotation cost, they are saying it include equity shares, preference shares, issuing security. The expenses that we spent on issuing security is called flotation cost. So ये include करती है commission of underwriters, brokerage, stationary expenses of the company, etc. So generally the cost of issuing debt capital is less than share capital. So it attract the company towards debt capital. अगर issuing debt capital कम है किससे, शेयर कैपिटल से, तो कंपनी जो है डेप्ट कैपिटल यूज कर सकती है. बट इफ द इशूइंग डेप्ट कैपिटल इज मोर देन द शेयर कैपिटल, देन द कंपनी वुड यूज लेस डेप्ट कैपिटल. अंडरस्टूड. नेक्स्ट वन इज रिस्क कंसिडरेशन. देयर आर टू टाइप ऑफ रिस्क इन द बिजनेस, ऑपरेटिंग रिस्क और बिजनेस रिस्क. रिस्क कंसिडरेशन इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. See, it refers, operating risk या business risk क्या होते हैं? It refers to the risk of inability to discharge permanent operating cost. Operating risk होते हैं related to payment of the company, related to rent of the building, payment of the salary and insurance installment. Fine. And second one is financial risk. This refers to the risk of inability to pay. फॉर्म जो है वो ये एक्सपेंसेस पे करने के लिए एबल नहीं है. कौन कौन से एक्सपेंसेस हैं वो? पेमेंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, रेफरेंस डिविडेंड, रिटर्न ऑन डेब्ट, रिटर्न ऑफ द डेब्ट कैपिटल इफ कंपनी हैज प्रॉमिस्ड ऑल दिस. फाइन. सो द कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर आल्सो अफेक्ट द रिस्क ऑफ द कंपनी, रिस्क फैक्टर ऑफ द कंपनी. फाइन. नेक्स्ट वन इज फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. They are saying if the firm uses its debt potential to the full, it loses flexibility to issue further debt. अगर फर्म ने अपने डेप्ट फुल जितना वो उधार ले सकती है वो ले चुकी है, तो वो आगे उधार नहीं ले पाएगी. तो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी बनाने के लिए उसे क्या करना है? सम बोरोइंग पावर टू टेक, उसको मेंटेन करना है. क्या मेंटेन करना है? कि कुछ कुछ टाइम बाद वो बोरो करे किसी और फर्म से, जहां पर भी वो बोरो करना चाहते हैं, टू टेक केयर ऑफ अनफोर्सिन सर्कमस्टांसेस. बेटा, इफ वी हैव बोरोड फ्रॉम अदर फर्म वन टाइम ना, डेफिनेटली इन फ्यूचर वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू बोरो इट फ्रॉम अनदर फर्म. So they are saying according to this principle, capital structure should be fairly flexible. So flexibility means that if need be, amount of capital in the business could be increased or decreased easily. Fine. So reducing the amount of capital in the business is possible when debt capital, there is debt capital or preference share capital. Simple point they are saying that the firm capital structure should be flexible. Whenever we need borrowing, we should adopt it. Whenever we don't need, we should not get it. We must not get it from outside. Fine. Next one is control. According to this factor, at the time of preparing capital structure, it should be ensured that the control of existing shareholders over the affair of the company is not adversely affected. दे आर सेइंग जो भी हमारी कंपनी के एग्जिस्टिंग शेयर होल्डर्स हैं उनका कंपनी पे कंट्रोल है, उसको नेगेटिव नहीं होना चाहिए, उनके कंट्रोल को पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए. हाउ कैन इट बी पॉजिटिव? इफ वी आर टेकिंग लेस डेट, अगर हम कम उधार लेंगे तो हमारी कंपनी का इंप्रेशन अच्छा पड़ेगा. सो इट शुड बी पॉजिटिवली अफेक्टेड. फाइन. Next one is 12th one is regulatory framework. They are saying beta every company operates with regulatory framework provided by law. Fine. So raising funds from banks, require the fulfillment of the company. So it also affect capital structure decision. See here, capital structure is also influenced by government regulations. For instance, banking company can raise funds by issuing shares, capital alone, so not any other kind of security. Similarly, it is compulsory for other companies to maintain a given debt equity ratio while raising funds. They are saying if we are borrowing fund from outside, we should know what is the ratio of debt and equity. तो हमें कंपनी में जो भी काम करना है वो रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क के अकॉर्डिंग ही करना है. फाइन. नेक्स्ट वन इज स्टॉक मार्केट कंडीशंस. If the stock market is rising, means it's bullish phase, so more people invest in equity, isn't it so? And if it is bearish phase, means if it is depressed, then company may find raising of equity capital more difficult, isn't it so? So they are saying stock market conditions they play equally role in capital structure. It also refer to upward or downward trends in capital market, because both these conditions have their influence on selection of sources of finance. Fine. So whenever the market is dull, the investors are mostly afraid of investing. अगर मार्केट डल होती है तो इन्वेस्टर इन्वेस्ट करेंगे आपकी कंपनी में? नहीं करेंगे. और अगर मार्केट हाई होती है, स्टॉक मार्केट हाई होती है, बुलिश फेज में है, तो इन्वेस्टर्स डेफिनेटली इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. इन्वेस्टर इन्वेस्ट करेंगे इसका मतलब आपको डेप्ट बोरो करने की जरूरत नहीं है. और अगर इन्वेस्टर्स इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं तो आपको बोरो करने की जरूरत है. फाइन. दिस इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड टू स्टॉक मार्केट कंडीशन. लास्ट वन इज कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ अदर कंपनीज. बेटा कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ अदर कंपनीज ऑल्सो अफेक्ट इन्फ्लुएंस बाय द इंडस्ट्री सी टू विच द कंपनी इज रिलेटेड. All the companies related to a given industry produce almost similar products. Their cost of production is similar. They depend on identical technology and they have similar profitability. Mostly जो companies हैं ये बोल रहे हैं, they are saying mostly जो companies हैं वो similar product बनाती हैं. जो companies उनकी cost of production भी similar होती है, वो technology भी same use करते हैं और उनका जो प्रॉफिट होता है वो भी ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर ही होता है. एंड हेंस द पैटर्न ऑफ देयर कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर इज ऑल्सो सिमिलर. तो उनका पैटर्न जो है कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर का वो भी सिमिलर होता है. तो दे आर सेइंग that debt equity ratio of other company in the same industry is useful guideline for planning the capital structure. Fine. For example, they are saying if the business risk of a firm is higher, it cannot raise more debt. अगर बिजनेस में रिस्क हाई है तो वो डेप्ट नहीं ले सकता है ना. और अगर बिजनेस में रिस्क हाई नहीं है, बिजनेस रिस्क ठीक है, मतलब बिजनेस जो है फाइनेंशियली स्मूथली इतना स्मूथली नहीं चल रहा है बट फिर भी उसको डेप्ट लेने की रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो बिजनेस इजीली डेप्ट ले सकता है अगर वो रिस्की नहीं है तो. अंडरस्टूड दिस लाइन. So capital structure of other companies also affect capital proportion, the proportion of debt and equity. Fine, beta. So we should also take care all these factors which affect the choice of capital structure, whether we have to choose debt, whether we have to choose equity. Fine. The proportion of debt and equity related with the capital structure. So many factors are there like risk consideration, cost of debt, debt service coverage ratio, interest coverage ratio, flexibility, regulatory framework, cost of equity, return on investment. A lot of factors are equally responsible for it. Fine. So we must know about these factors that are affecting the capital structure of the company and then we should take decision about it. Fine, beta. So your homework is you have to revise the topics till now. of chapter 9 and do the case studies related to previous and this topic that is given in your book on page number 21 and 22 and 25 also. Fine. And beta, send me your homework on daily routine on my email ID. Revise this topic thoroughly